Ladies and gentlemen, to another episode. I'm your host B, and today we have Corey and Cam Newton talking about a very interesting, trendy, and controversial topic, and that's women getting BBLs. Let's hear Cam and Corey talk about the popular Brazilian butt lift surgery, and then we'll come back and break it down.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta learn how to perfect yourself in a way where you don't have to go and get on the plane and go over there to the Dominican and get your little inner tube put in your ass, and they think that, I'm gonna tell you something, all you beautiful women out there, if you change your body into something like that, I promise you, in the eyes of everybody that count male, you just a fuck toy. You ain't nothing that nobody finna hold up. Learn how to perfect what God gave you, because it looks better that way than to walk around with all this nonsense going on with you. Because I'm telling you now, I just don't know, I just don't know a lot of girls who did that who are truly happy, because I see them when I'm through with them. They don't want their wig to come off. They don't want this to be seen and all like that. It's Kim Kardashian and her family have negatively impacted so many women in this world. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And you would never hear this on ESPN, because that's how they want you to look. They want you to look like a goddamn fool with all that shit on you where you just don't look right. You look like something that's put together to be fucked instead of something that's put together to be cuffed and loved and be with forever. So that's what I'm saying. It's like, Cam, I get what you're saying. Her impact, you can't deny it, but it's a negative impact, and somebody gotta say it.
Yes, sir.
Them bitches ain't shit. I'm just getting it to you. I might not be liked by a lot of people for what I'm saying right now, but the people that count, they're gonna be like, he making a point.
You know I'm rebellious, so I have to ask another question.
Give it to me, give it to me.
You've never fucked nobody with a BBL?
Yes, I have fucked a girl with a BBL.
Okay, so I'm giving you this from the narrative of what I've seen from Dr. Umar, right? He said in large part, women are getting these additives to their body, I'm paraphrasing here, because that's what men want. So on one front, you're saying like, yo, being natural, work with what you got, that's cool. But when a woman sees what a man wants, that's the look that they're going to get. So they're just trying to be sought after by a man, because if you want a fat ass, if you want perky breasts, if you want, good teeth or certain things that looks good or that's satisfying to you, they're going to get it. And that's not a natural look, or they don't have the time, discipline, or effort to get it naturally. So they want instant gratification. So how do you get mad at a woman for wanting that, but that's something that you are also attracted to?
Well, I'm not mad at them for whatever they do, but I'm here to tell you, if you walking around here with a body that's superficial, you're gonna get superficial results. I promise you, you're gonna get superficial results. Every girl, I had the girl, she got the BBL. I was there for her when she got off the plane. I nurtured her until the blood stopped coming out her ass. I was there for her. And in the end, it looked good, but it looked good for fucking, not for keeping and creating a legacy with and trying to be with you. I'm not trying to be with you. I'm trying to fuck you and give you a couple of dollars because I know what to keep you around. If you went and got a BBL, it's because you don't have the confidence to face the world as you are. And it's okay. You're just not for a man who is really trying to make sure his legacy with a woman is something that is not trendy. I don't want you to be a trendy thing in my life. If I'm looking for somebody that is going to be the mainstay, it's probably not gonna be a woman with a BBL. Because I know that's mental illness, to let somebody crack your ass open put some motherfucking Air Jordan shit up in there, and sew it back up. That is not a mentally stable woman. Bitches with BBLs crazy than a motherfucker. But you can fuck them all day long. I like looking at the BBL when they wash up in the sink.
Last thing. You said that's the plan to get fucked, not the plan to get cuffed.
Of course. Do you disagree with that? I ain't trying to put you on the spot, but I'm just saying, a woman who walking around superficial, I don't think she can get a man who is intelligent and out here doing what he's supposed to do, living his reality, living his real shit. You're not gonna get that man. You're gonna get that man that's looking for something that he can get whatever he can get.
There's not a lot of places that you can be respected in with I would say, I use respect probably should not use that word. But
take it back then.
I take it back. There's not a lot of places where it's accepted for you to show up voluptuous. Is it voluptuous or voluptuous?
Voluptuous?
Voluptuous. Bulging breasts, bulging buns, and just okay, you're talking to a man that, yeah, I could go to Magic City, but I also can go to the White House. Okay.
The White House, what you mean, would the president be?
Yeah.
What's at the White House?
You ain't never been to the White House?
No, I've seen it. I drove past it.
Okay, well, you're talking to a person that I can go to the hood, but I also can go to a boardroom. Okay, I can go to the hole in the wall, but I also can go to the red carpet. I can go to, Turks and Caicos and, have one of those, a good time, but I also am needing somebody to go to a boardroom meeting or a foundation meeting or you see what I'm saying? There's levels to.
The homie Willie D called those women, he said they gotta be ready for the show. The show is when you walk in with me. You gotta be ready for the show at all times. If you ain't ready for the show, I can't use you like you wanna be used. A woman who ready for the show, who can go to, this and that.
Yeah.
Women need to be ready for the show, especially when they out with, as the late brother said, a high value man. If you're not ready for the show, you playing yourself if you're around somebody who's of caliber. And I think they need to be taught that.
Yeah.
You can't be at the airport with a bonnet on if you out here with me. You just can't do it. And if I do allow it, trust me, it's a diss to you. Because if I care about you, I ain't finna let you run the streets with me like that.
Yeah.
You can't run the streets with me like that. You gotta be ready for the show.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Look, I like the perspective of both these brothers on this subject. I've talked about BBLs before on my channel, if you have seen me before, so you kind of already know my stance, but let's go deeper. Let's start with the whole bonnet in public thing. I think that's crazy. And let me tell you how it's a double standard, even though I'm not advocating for bonnets and pajamas and headscarves and none of that in public. I think that it gives the perception of unkept. You probably didn't do any hygiene. Not saying it's a fact, but that's just the perception it gives. Furthermore, we're stereotyped anyway. We're already looked down on as a people, as a nation. So it's just not a good look. No one's ever going to give us a pass for, oh, my hair ain't done. That's why they make ball caps. You put a fitted hat on and you go. But anyway, me and my husband just caught a long flight. Me and my husband, my children, if you watch me, you already know. Or did I put this out there yet? But anyway, me and my family have returned back to Ghana, right? So we did like 20 hours on a plane. My husband was in his do-rag stocking cap, and I asked him, I was teasing like, well, since you got your stuff on, can I put my scarf on? We had an overnight flight. And he was like, no. Not that I wanted to do it, I just wanted to test it. So yes, it's a double standard when it comes to that. Yes, he had on his stocking cap. No, I did not have on my headscarf. Moving on to the BBLs. I agree with both of these gentlemen. Corey, I completely agree. Something has to be wrong with your mind to have voluntary elective surgery. That's what we call it, elective surgery. It ain't life-threatening. You don't need it to save your life. You just want to do it. You want to do it to enhance your body. Let's bring in the Kardashians again. They, on a larger scale platform, because they have cameras following them all the time, have been more open these days about having surgeries, having things added, having things removed, fillers, etc. But from my understanding with the BBL, they take fat from different parts of your body and put it in your behind and hips. I just don't get how having any type of elective surgery is what you should be doing because of the risk. The risk associated with getting blood clots, bleeding out. I've heard girls say about how they had to get their iron levels up because of your hemoglobin, your labs. Everything has to be on point before you can be cut open. And a lot of our people, unfortunately, don't got it like that. So they go into the discount stores, the discount doctors. They go into other countries to get these procedures done, and it's not ending well. The healing process. Did you know that the BBL has a very extensive healing process? Months of healing. They have these backdoor healing houses that these girls go to that are just botched. And then let's talk about that. A lot of them don't come out looking good. I have seen some that look decent in my opinion, but a lot of them don't come out looking good. A lot of women regret them. There's videos all over the internet with women talking about regrets. Let's talk about men. Let's talk about how men have very openly said they like to look at them and they will sleep with them, but 9 times out of 10 they not wifing them. A BBL, for some people, depending on how you think, a person such as myself, something is going on with you mentally, insecurities, and we in the day and age where you can pay to have your insecurities altered instead of working on yourself and loving yourself the way the Creator has made you. Let me put myself out there for a hot second. I am small up top, bigger at the bottom. And because of school, I learned that I was small up top, a small chest. I didn't care, it didn't bother me, but I learned that from going to school, right? Because when you go to school, you get teased, whatever. And I had insecurities about that for a long time. But once I got to maybe like 11th, 12th grade, I realized that that was something that was projected onto me, that there was nothing that I could do about having a smaller chest. And furthermore, there were plenty of men like my husband who don't care about big boobs. They into butts. So there's a lane for everyone, but I remember being very insecure. And I know in today's time, I could go and get something done. I could go get implants. I could get something done to make my chest, to take me up a few cups. But I'm not going to do that. It ain't that serious to me. Plus, I've been married for 20 years, and I have learned that you have men who like different things. You have men who like slender women. You have men who like more voluptuous women, BBWs and things like that. So I'm not going to let some high school boys and what they have to say affect me in my adulthood. Women who go out and get BBLs for whatever reason, let's take one, Cardi B. Now, Cardi B is a married woman with the BBL, but look at what's going on with her and her marriage. I'm trying to think of different women who have openly admitted to having a BBL and whether they are married. I want to say T.I.'s wife did it too, but I feel like I don't have enough receipts for that one, and she probably didn't do it before they got married, right? But a lot of celebrity women and average everyday women now are having these surgeries to enhance themselves, to one, compete with other women, and then for two, men do like it. They're saying it, they'll sleep with it, they'll do this and that. So it gives women some type of false perception or false hope that, if I do this, I'll get this certain kind of man, which we see high value men or even regular everyday men, 9 times out of 10, they're not married to the woman with the BBL. But y'all leave me a comment and let me know what you think about BBLs, and if you are willing to marry a woman who's had a BBL, or would you be a supportive partner in your woman getting a BBL? Leave me a comment, let me know what you got to say about the topic, and as always, I appreciate the love and support. Until the next time, I will catch y'all in the next episode. Peace out.